Alright, seems we got the Sayori route, so let's do this. Hey guys, we're back. We literally just roasted the fuck out of Sayori. Holy shit. Eh, that's super mean! Sorry, but you'll thank me later. I start to button her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. This is so funny. What is? Well, I was just thinking about how weird it is to have a friend who does these kinds of things. Don't say that! It'll make me feel weird about it! Stupid. It's okay, though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you? Getting me a little uncomfortable here. I guess. Hey, be careful! The button might come off! Why is this one so hard to close? I struggle to fully close the button near her chest. Does this thing even evenly fit you? It did when I bought it. If you even buttoned it, you wouldn't have noticed it sooner, that it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about? Do I really have to say this line?
Oh my god, do it.
It means my boobs are getting bigger again. I'm glad my brother and sister aren't hearing this. Don't say that out loud! Anyway, you look much better now, so... Why does it feel strange to see Sayori's blazer button up like that? But it's so stuffy! It's not worth it at all. Sayori hastily unbuttons her blazer once more. Whew! That's so much better. Sayori puts her arms out and twirls around. So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right? What kind of logic is that? Why are you saying that like it's a good thing? Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't even let you do things like this. And you take care of me better than anyone else would anyway. So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned. Stop saying all these embarrassing things. I didn't say anything embarrassing. Jeez. Well, anyway, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier. Only if you focus on going to bed earlier. Fine, it's a deal. I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves. Yeah, I guess so. Huh. So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning? You're doing it again, Sayori. Aw, but I was just joking that time. Man, it's impossible to tell you sometimes. Okay, everyone. Monica suddenly calls out, "Why don't we share the poems we wrote about?" Oh boy. Yay! Dry, I can't wait to read yours. Yeah, same. I fail to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still trots away to retrieve her poem. By the way, do you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. Couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Sayori?
I'd go with the one whose route you're on. But I don't think it really matters.
I'm definitely most comfortable sharing it with Sayori first. She's my good friend after all. Oh, I see you playing Xenoverse.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh my goodness. This is so good, Dry. I love it. I had no idea you were such a good writer. Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either. Jeez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it? Well, I'm not sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know? So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's Dry's poem. That makes it feel extra special. Like I feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. Reminds me of how you really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Dry. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. Well, we'll see about that. Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice. Or how I should put it. It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school. It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thank you for showing me. That was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. Next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I'll look forward to it. Who should I show my poem to next? Monica. Hi, Dry. Having a good time so far? Oh, yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring up things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Dry. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's sort of a barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I have my poem to Monica. I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like. Is that so? You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sort of things in common. Well, We may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different. Well, that may be the case, but maybe there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you. Sounds like you two are really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading a poem. Okay, guys, I had to yawn. You sure not reading it into it too much? I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has kind of a gentle feeling to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions, like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too? Yeah, that's totally unexpected. Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little either. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things too. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased toward their own kinds of styles, but I've always helped you find what suits them most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you'd have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction that sparkles protrudes? A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. Nope, I can't see it. I reel blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas. I already scorched with a permanent copy of my meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in.
Do you want me to explain that poem?
Does that involve something?
It involves, do you kind of want spoilers? I can explain the meaning behind that poem.
Alright.
Okay, people skip the video to about a minute from
Yeah.
now if you want to see spoilers. Basically, Monica realized that her world was not real, and she realized that she could see the real world, and the player, who is the he that she's referring to, is looking into her world.
Right.
So yeah, Monica realizes her world is not real and does not like that fact.
Uh-huh. So, what do you think? It's very free form, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. No, it hasn't. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on between timing words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. Oh, no. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that. It's because it's coming out on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other? Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Who should I show my poem to next? Yuri. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh. Sorry. Forgot to start speaking. It's fine. You don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah? Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading it through it. Ah, so it's that bad? No! Did I raise my voice? I'm sorry. Yuri buries her face into her hands. I couldn't help notice, but it's been several minutes and we haven't really gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new readers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matters, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you a little value feedback. Natsuki could be a bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this what is supposed to be a literature club? The ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate between the air glow. Bathing. It must be this woman. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by a sickening blue-green hue of the future. Sorry, my nose. Give me a minute. My bad. I bathe. Calms breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Is there any meaning to this?
Probably, but I don't know it.
Right. I'm sorry, I've such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking of that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read a script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest, since our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Dry. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of a poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more all I'm putting it that way. I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick on these things, too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Alright, I'm probably going to have to go to the next part because it's going long, so it's probably going to take another minute. I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, dry is dry, and just Monica. Yeah, just Monica. Bye.